Alright guys, so we're back with another video. I'm in my nephew's Model Y Juniper. He's currently on the most recent hardware 4 update. So he is on, and he actually just did the most recent one at 153. So he basically did that and came here. So he's on software 2026.14.6.6 and then FSD version 14.3.3. We're gonna basically do a little drive. We basically mapped out, what was it, 3 stops, and we're gonna do about maybe a half an hour, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna get in my Model S, which is a hardware 3 car, and we're gonna basically do the exact same drive. We're just basically doing a comparison on hardware 3 because we get this, I see it all the time. People always are comparing hardware 3, hardware 4. Me having a hardware 4 car and now having a hardware 3 car, I always tell people it's not as big of a deal. Like, people will make it seem like hardware 3 is undrivable, but I drive all the time. So we're gonna start this and we're gonna get into it a little bit more. He's gonna talk about his car as well too. So we're gonna start. Hip seatbelt, sir. So I haven't been in a hardware 4 car in a while since I had my Model 3 Performance. So we're gonna see how good it's gotten, because I definitely do know and feel like this car has gotten better from my hardware 3. I mean my hardware 4, because I didn't have this most recent software. I think I still was on version 12 or something like that. So we're exiting this Walmart parking lot. So let's see what's going on with this big goofy truck. I'll turn that off. Where's your wiper button? Okay. All right, so pretty good. I mean, I'll tell you that. Very decisive. Let me move my chair up. I feel like I'm lounging way too much. So what is your takes on, I know you haven't driven a hardware 3 car, but what have you noticed, Junior, from the different updates so far to what you're driving now? With any increments, any changes, any digressions, anything like that?
So I definitely realized that when I first was using full self-drive, when I ended up getting the car a year ago, I had to interfere a lot. It was a little janky. It didn't know what it wanted to do and like when it wanted to do it. But especially nowadays, it's very responsive. It knows exactly what it's doing. It's a lot more confident. And honestly, when it comes to like interfering, the only time I'll interfere with it is if I want to. Like, it's not like I have to. It's gonna hit something or scrape something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So one of the things my car, I wouldn't say it struggles with, but it has issues with is when it's out in Long Island, because a lot of these turns you can turn on red and sometimes you can't turn on red. So it's like sometimes it knows and then sometimes it doesn't. Do you ever experience that with your hardware 4 car, where it's trying to make a right on a red when it's not supposed to, and the sign is like, oh no, it's saying that, and it still does it? Or no?
Like months ago, yeah. Probably about like 4 or 5 months ago, yeah. But as a recent, no, it's been knowing like when to turn on red, when not to.
Gotcha. What I'm also figuring out, I just realized your car has stalks.
Yeah.
Like my hardware 4 car, the Performance it still had the buttons. So I was just saying to myself, like, how the heck do I if I wanted to get into that lane, but I forgot that this car came with stocks.
Yep.
And even so, some people with the ones that didn't have this, and even the Model 3s, they were putting stocks on them because they're sexy buttons and stuff like that.
Which I do have on here as well.
You do have sexy buttons. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. So far so good. Have you noticed, because I did see that they're supposed to have pothole avoidance, have you noticed any pothole avoidance in?
So from what I've said in the release notes, I don't know if it came out with the like the most recent update. It said, I think, incoming updates are supposed to come out, so I don't think it's on here yet.
Gotcha.
But even so, like, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to, because I will say this, it will hit potholes. Hit potholes.
Yeah.
So once that comes out, once it gets on this car, I can't wait to see what that can do.
Gotcha. Yeah, my car, That's one of the reasons I was not using FSD. Would you say maybe like 6-7 months ago? As much when it snowed and everything, I was like just not using it at all because the potholes were just horrendous. And even now, like it's just bad with the potholes. So sometimes I'll that's what when I do my videos, I tell people all the time, that's the most thing that I'm going to intervene for is if I see it's going to hit a pothole. And lately, honestly, I've not been intervening as much because sometimes it's hard to gauge these potholes, right? Sometimes they look and what's gotten me in trouble is sometimes potholes look like they're going to be so bad, right? And then you hit them and you're like, oh, that's not even that bad, right? And then you look at another pothole and you're like, oh, that's not so bad, and then boom. You're like, God dang it, I definitely should have intervened because potholes are so deceptive. You can't tell sometimes. Makes no sense. But yeah, I wish pothole avoidance was good, but not too crazy though, because I don't want my car to be swerving and doing all of this just to avoid a pothole. You know what I'm saying? But because I noticed the other day my car avoided a plastic bag on the floor.
Really?
I was like surprised, and I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even know our cars, the Hardwood 3 cars, had anything like that. So I'll tell you this.
I don't think I've had one that avoided a plastic bag.
I could tell right off the bat with Hardwood 4, the car is just way more, so more aggressive, as in a sense. My car sometimes at lights, it's a little, I wouldn't say slow, but it's not, is this in Mad Max? Okay, Mad Max. So it just took off pretty quick. I wish my car would take off a little faster at sometimes. Sometimes it's like really slow off the line so this times I even nudge it, you know, so. But yeah, so far so good. What are we coming up on? 7 minutes. We're going to a Target. Let me just see. Definitely Mad Max is not playing. Mad Max is not playing.
I will say that like the other time I do intervene is when I pull up to stop signs. If I want to like kind of like roll through it, like it's just like no, and it's no one at the intersection. Yeah. I'll just put a little bit on the accelerator. Yeah.
Same here. I mean, most of the reason that I do not use FSD is because, so you know, I live in Brooklyn and I'm in Brooklyn a lot. People in Brooklyn are so like, as soon as the light turn green, you got to be gunning it. So with FSD, sometimes it's not gunning it. It's not taking it off. Sometimes it does, but it's not consistent enough. Same thing, you know, with the stop signs, like you just were saying. You like to sometimes roll through. Most people never stop at a stop sign. FSD is going to come to a complete stop. It's going to go to 0, and then it'll take off. Whereas you're gonna get beeped all the time, and most people is like, why is this fool stopping completely at a stop sign? You know, so that's
my fair share of that,
yep. So that's why I sometimes will not use FSD if I'm like in a really congested area. Not because FSD can't handle it, it's just that people are going to constantly be beeping you because it wants you to be gunning it. So the way this is responding so far, and I haven't driven a Hardwood 4 car, that's pretty good because it's more realistic to the type of driving that is in New York, right? You know, people in New York are just always trying to get an extra inch no matter what it is, right? They don't care if they're going to switch lanes, they're going to do all of this just to get 0.2 seconds faster, and they're not going anywhere. So let's see how this handles. This is a no turn on red. Let's see if it's going to turn on red or if it's going to do the correct thing, which so far it's doing the correct thing. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I do know that before it would kind of just gun it. The minute it like stops, it would just go, whether it said that sign or not.
Yeah, so that's, and the thing is with my car, it's so weird is that like even on the way out here, I was at a turn that had a no turn on a red and it didn't move. But there's some other times that it will turn on red and it has this sign. So sometimes I don't know if it's reading the sign, if it's not reading the sign. What is it? Is it just geotagged, as in a sense? I know that in Long Island, it sometimes is town based, or where certain towns you can turn on red, And because like in Queens, there's some certain areas in Queens that you can turn on red. I wonder, is it geotagged by the navigation to know that, or is it really just reading the signs?
Yeah, I think it's just the cameras, because these are hardware for like cameras and whatnot. I think it's just that reading the sign, knowing that it says no turn on red, and it understands that. And before it was a little janky with it, but especially with this latest update, now it's
better.
Way better.
Yeah, my cars is, and I've always said this in my videos about my cars, that I just wish it was just more consistent, because sometimes my car does things that surprises the heck out of me in a good way, and it's like, holy crap, you did that? And then sometimes it'll struggle on certain things. It's like, bro, you did this a million times. Like, why are you having a problem with that? You know, like, people were saying that hardware 3 cars, they don't recognize construction,
right,
or you know, things like that. But my car does. I even posted it in one of the Facebook chats where there was a road closure, right, and they were doing construction in the road. I was supposed to go straight, but in the car pulled up, and it was like, I can't go there. And then it turned the left blinker on, and it made the detour, and it ran around by itself. I didn't have to touch it. I didn't have to do anything. It did it all by itself. So we're pulling up to Target. It's right through this light. And we did put parking lot parking. So we're going to see, and this is one of the features that I definitely want. It's one of the biggest things that I say, I don't know why we can't get this in hardware 3. I mean, I don't feel like hardware 4 cameras make this available and not available on hardware 3. I feel like we should be able to do this. It's basically getting there, right? It's getting to the location, and then it's trying to find a parking spot. Why can't we do that? I have self-park. You can self-park yourself, right? Why can't we get to the location and do that? That's one of the things. But I get what you were saying earlier, is that they probably just want us to they're trying to get us to buy the cars. They don't want everybody to have the same features in these newer cars. But they're supposedly saying that they're going to give us a version 14 Lite in hardware 3.
Really?
Yeah, so technically, at the end of June is what he said. I mean, I don't know how true that is, because we know that Mr. Elon be lying. So he'll say certain things and then act like he didn't say it, or just doesn't hit the due date. But yeah, he said that hardware 3 cars are supposed to get a version 14 Lite, which will have all of these extra features. So it's like, I get it. He said that they're supposed to, because one of the biggest things with this software update is the reasoning. You guys have a better reasoning, faster reasoning, and things like that in this update. So he's saying that they're gonna do something. So, it missed that pothole. Yeah. And these ones aren't that bad. So yeah, that's not bad. But he's saying that that's what it's gonna be. So, like, I don't see why my car shouldn't be able to do the same thing. It should be able to find a parking spot. So let's see. In parking lots is always a pretty decent test for FSD, because of the fact that there's pedestrians walking out. You know, cars are doing certain things. They're looking for parking and things like that. So let's see where this car tries to find a parking spot. There goes another Tesla Model 3, the older version. Let's see what it's gonna do and where this is gonna park. So this is one of the things that I'll say that I've seen other people's videos where it struggled. So it parked, great, but we're not supposed to be parked. We're not supposed to be parked here. I mean, we're not picking anything up from Target. We didn't order anything. This is curbside pickup, where you pull up and you put in your order what number you are at, and they'll come and bring it out.
It's like mission failed successfully.
Yeah, mission failed successfully. But even so, that's such a cool feature, because that's completely point to point. I literally didn't touch anything. I didn't move, or I didn't do nothing. The car pulled up to Target and it pulled into a parking spot. That's perfect. So we're gonna now go on to our next location, which is Five Guys. So we're gonna go to Five Guys, and you need some windshield washer fluid.
Yes, I do.
So once again, the car is backing out, and these are the things that I say that, once again, there's no reason my car shouldn't be able to do this. But I love, this is what I really want with hardware 4, is to be able to do these things, is to back up. Like, this is true point to point. So let's see what it's gonna do. Technically, that car has the right of way, so I can't see nothing over this hedge, but the car can. All right, so now we're pulling up, so we're gonna have to stop. Perfect. One of the things that I noticed, I know with FSD that other drivers can't stand, FSD is polite. Majority of the time, it's polite, and it's also going to side on the side of pedestrians, right? Whereas other people would be driving and they were beeping at that guy that just walked right in front of us, right? Yeah. We might have the right of way because he's technically walking across the walk. But FSD is always, and I always tell people this in my other videos, that I don't mind that. FSD, I would rather it side with caution versus being gung-ho. And okay, that's not bad. But I don't mind it being cautious around pedestrians, because we don't know what these pedestrians may do. You know what I'm saying? So
my car is definitely nicer than me in that regard.
I say the same thing all the time. I say the same thing all the time. I was driving and I was doing a video, and sure enough, this old lady was walking across the street on this side. Okay, this is not bad. And she was walking across the street. Let's see if it's gonna maul these geese. Let's see if FSD is gonna run over these geese, or so FSD is polite to the geese as well too. Oh, how sweet, FSD.
Again, nicer than me. No, I'm just
So, all right, so you see, and very, very good. Very good. FSD is the quite gentleman, because I would have, I was not gonna maul those geese. I hate birds, don't get me wrong, but I would, cause especially those do things too. You ever see their turds?
They're everywhere.
They drop the biggest turds and they be all over the place. Like, come on, bro, can you clean up after yourself? But like, I definitely loved. Oh, the lady was crossing the street, and FSD was on this side, so technically it could have drove by, but it did come to a stop, and it let the old lady cross across the street. Which, like I said, me, if I was driving, I probably would have been just gunning it right by. I would have never stopped, because she was literally on this side. Not even, she was like maybe in the middle of the other side. So right. There's no way that I was gonna hit her. But I was saying to myself, you never know. Here's the thing. Accidents happen, and they're called accidents, right? Say, for example, I was driving by and that old lady decided to fall, right? And now I'm running over her arms or something, or I'm hitting her. That's how accidents happen. So that's why I was like, you know, I don't mind it, because people have accidents, and they're all accidents because it's something that happened that you were not expecting. Yeah. So it's fine if the car doesn't know what people are gonna do, for it to be siding on the side of caution. One of the things I'll say that I see with my car is, when it does have stoppage, it's a little more hesitant, right? So you see how your car, the geese were there, they were crossing, and it had space to get over, but it still was like, no, let's let them completely get out of the way. And then it just was on it, and it took off. I believe in my car, which we're probably not going to be able to recreate, because we're going to come to the same locations, but we're probably not going to be able to recreate those geese crossing the street. But my car, sometimes when it stops or it's avoiding stuff, it gets hesitant a little longer. So it definitely takes a little longer to say, okay, let's get moving forward. Right. You know, so I definitely noticed that's a difference with this car, is that it's a little bit more decisive. Have you had issues with blinking yellow lights or flashing yellow lights?
Nope. No, I haven't had any issues with them, actually.
Gotcha. That's one of my cars. Like, once again, consistency. There's times I can go through a flashing yellow light, fine. Then there's times that I literally did it one day where I drove through a flashing yellow light, fine. The car slowed down a little bit, and it went through the light. Came back down the same street, and it was wanting to come to a full stop. And I'm like, why, bro? You literally just drove down that block 15 minutes ago. Like, I don't understand. Like, so once again, the consistency. But does that make my car undrivable? No. I mean, excuse my language, I'll bleep that out. But no, it's still, you know, what I'm taking from this is your car, HW4, is just a little faster with thinking, right? It's a little bit more. So look at that avoidance. That was nice, yeah. Yes, because I hate when people do that. They edge so far out to the point that their cars are in the way. But FSD was like, not today, Satan, and it just swerved it. Nice, very good. But what I'm taking from it is that this car is a little faster than my car. It's a little faster as in the sense of it's decisive. It's like, nope, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and we're gone.
That's probably the only place that my car will ever be faster than yours.
But that's from what I'm taking is definitely is just straight more decisive. It knows what it's doing. It's more sure right away. Like it just does it, you know. So, but so far it's good. So far smooth. So we're 9 minutes away from the Five Guys restaurant.
Yeah, let's just hope that this train doesn't come past. I have a lot of issues with this particular.
Or the train, this stop.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What was it stopping to, like, kind of in the middle, or?
Oh no, I myself, like every time I come here, the train ends up passing.
Oh.
Now, the car does great around here. It's the problem I got with it.
You always come here, then the train want to come.
Yep.
Gotcha. So this is good because technically it should not stop on the train at all, which is I've seen people have issues with that in all HW3 and HW4 cars. I've seen people where the car would stop on the tracks, which here's my other thing that I'm trying to figure out is I don't understand how so many cars act different. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all in the same software. Like well, some cars are not technically, but if there's a car on 14.3.3, right? How do some of them act so drastically different is what I don't understand. Like even my car, I see like because people complain about HW3 all the time, and I'm like, what? How? My car doesn't do any of that, right? And it's like, how is there such a big drastic from how these cars respond and how these cars do things is what I don't understand, because I've seen my car and people sometimes get annoyed and they'll beep because my car usually will never block an intersection, right? So if there's traffic and then there's an intersection, people behind you want you to move up on the next person regardless that we can't move anywhere, right? And it's like the car's doing the correct thing. I don't know who's calling me from Florida, but the car will do the correct thing and not block the intersection, which is correct. So even the other day I was at a train, what you call it, and same thing. The car stopped before the tracks and like people were mad because I was not all the way up on the next car. And it's like, buddy, you don't know if the train decides to come. Now I'm stuck in a pickle, you know? So it makes sense for it to not block intersections. But like I said, people are a little bit nuts these days. They want you to move up and be up the other cars behind when I can't go anywhere. If the light is red, what's the point of blocking the intersection or blocking tracks or putting yourself in danger like that? I'm always nervous around train tracks anyway. So 5 minutes in, well, left rather. I'll call that person back later. But so far, so good. Once again, no interventions. The other thing that I would say with FSD is I definitely do feel that it's easier to drive. Like we're out in Long Island. I think it's easier for it to drive out in here. People I wouldn't say are better drivers, but they're not sometimes as in a rush, right? It's not as congested out here. So I feel like if I lived in a rural area like this, I probably would never drive because everything is just easier. Even when I'm working and I drive out here, it's easier to drive out here versus in Brooklyn, you know, or in Manhattan or downtown Brooklyn where everything is so chaotic. So this is an interesting merge. So I've never experienced max mode, but it seems pretty good. One of the things so here's another difference that I've noticed so far. My car has hurry, right? And I feel like hurry only really works on the highway, meaning it's aggressive, really aggressive on the highway. You know what? Now that I'm thinking it, maybe we should have put something that had some highway on it. That's fine. We could probably do that another time. But when my car is on the highway in hurry mode, it's pretty aggressive, right? Yeah. It's great. But soon as it gets onto public roads, like these streets like these, it seems like the hurry goes to, it's still on hurry, but it seems like it's acting like it's in chill mode. It's not nearly as aggressive, doesn't do anything like it does on the highway. So far what I see from this is Mad Max mode everywhere, right? It doesn't seem chill at all. I mean, of course, yeah, it's not going to be, you know, tailgating and stuff like that, but it seems not to be as like lackadaisical.
Yeah, personally, I definitely feel the difference between it being on Mad Max and hurry and standard, and then they even, again, a while ago, they, you know, with the other modes that they added, like the chill and the sloth mode even.
Gotcha.
And definitely a difference, like depending on which one you pick, there's a difference between all of them.
Gotcha. One of the things that I'll say that I will miss when they do update the cars to, if they do up it to 14 version, the light, is that the speed profile. You can't, in this car, right, you can't change the speed. You probably never experienced it, or did they take that away, right? Because on the highway, if I'm on hurry and the speed limit is 60 and the car is doing like 60, I can bump it up. The max speed limit is 85.
No, I believe I can do that.
You still can do that?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought they took that feature away because I see people complaining about it.
I just haven't touched it because personally there's no reason for me to touch anything of that regard, because if I want to go the speed limit, I go to either chill or sloth.
Gotcha.
If I want to do 5 over or 10 over, I go to standard or hurry.
Because that's what I was understood, is that your speed profiles are in those settings. So the reason I do use it though is for when I'm on the highway and the cops. So you have a radar detector too. So if I'm on the highway, right, and the speed limit is 55, but the car is cruising at 70, and I get a hit on that radar, instead of disengaging, I just drop my speed down. I just drop it down to, so if the speed limit is 55, I'll drop it down to like 57, 60, and the car is now cool, and we can pass the cops and not have to worry about anything. So I see the 5 guys over there, so we're gonna make a left and then somewhat of like an immediate right. One of the things that I see people complain about is lane selection and things like that. Do you have any issues with lane selection sometimes?
So at first I did, where right, so the one thing I did notice when it came to turning lanes is that if I'm in the left lane and I have to make like a left and then an immediate right,
yeah,
it will stay in the left lane, or pick the left lane to be in instead of picking the right lane.
Yes.
Now it will know that it has to make an immediate right, and if there's 2 turning lanes, it'll pick the right lane.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's something that my car, it still struggles with. And once again, consistency. There's times that it does it, and then there's sometimes it doesn't, and it's like, why? Why, bro? You can do this, right? So like in Brooklyn, I forgot which street it is, but I know the cross street is Ditmas, right? And when you come down the street, it's 2 lanes, and then the left lane turns into a turning lane, and the middle lane, so technically in the right lane, is going to turn into the middle lane. And if you're not turning left, that's where you should be. So see that you're right. It did get over to the right because it needs to get over. So let's see when we come back how my car handles that. And we're going to pull up to a parking spot. So there's 2 places it can park. two sides of the Five Guys, I guess. So let's see, is it gonna do a rear parking or is it gonna do a pulling? So it is pulling in, and Jesus, that was close. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what in the world? But so it pulled in and it did its thing. So I'm going to pause this video to change the battery because we're gonna do another drive, and this one is already overheating. So let's just stop it. So we're back. I swapped the batteries, and so we got a little bit more time. The next stop is pretty short though. It's only 8 minutes from here. So we're about to start, and it's funny because my nephew was like, what are you gonna do? That was kind of close. He's like, you're not gonna do anything? So we're gonna start this drive, and we're gonna head, this is the Hyatt Hotel. The dreaded windshield wiper swipe. Yeah, I thought you did already. It turned itself back on?
I think when it parks and it's like in park, then it
gotcha.
Go back to auto.
So
especially with full self drive, I think.
Actually, so it just did. I mean, I guess because the navigation is telling it, but it could have went out that way, but that's the wrong way technically because the way we're going. So it came out this way because I was wondering where it was going. But it's funny is with my car too, sometimes it makes turns and things like that, and it's like, oh, bro, that looks close. So this was a kind of easy intersection because it has no choice to get to the, to the left. Oh, but back to what I was saying, I think that's what we were talking about before the car pulled in, was that street it's 2 lanes originally, and then the left lane turns into a turning lane, and the right lane turns the right lane turns into the only straight lane. And my car, I was doing a video and I was saying how, let's see how it does, and it immediately got into the middle lane, well, technically the right lane, which turns into the middle lane, because that left lane turns into a turning lane. And I don't know if it was just smart enough to know that or see, because it was too far back to see that it's going to turn into a turning lane, but it got in the correct lane, right? Because a lot of cars get in that wrong lane. Regular humans make this mistake all the time. They get in that left lane, and then instead of positioning yourself in the right lane, they get all the way up there and they even just go through the turning lane. They just drive straight through the turning lane and cut people off or whatever. So geez, Mad Max is not playing, boy. You can race people off the line in Mad Max mode. I thought my car was fast off the line. This thing is not playing. But yeah, so I see people all the time get that intersection so wrong. And when my car went there, literally the first time ever interacting with the that intersection, it handled it perfect. But then the next time I came down that way, it wanted to go into the left lane, and it was trying to sit in the turning lane, and I had to switch the lanes myself. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. It's sometimes just completely not consistent. We got people darting in front of us across 3 lanes. It's crazy. Why is the bus luggage opening?
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
You see the door?
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't even know those buses have luggage. But the door is open, and that's actually bad, because what if he drives by the side of somebody's car and scrapes the crap out of him? Because I don't think he knows that's open. He might have hit the button by mistake. You guys can't see that I don't know if you guys can see that on the video. But this bus, I really did not know, like, the city buses. I guess this is in Long Island, they need it. They have the extra storage on the side, but I definitely seen that door pop open. But so far I like it. Definitely smooth. The main thing so far that I like is Mad Max. It seems more of like how I drive. Because like I said, hurry is great on the highway. It will pass cars, it will find the faster flow, things like that. But once I get off the highway, it seems like even though the cars are in hurry, it goes back into chill mode, right? Which it's like so non-aggressive at times. And it's like, come on, bro. This is where you need to be just as aggressive, especially in Brooklyn, especially downtown Brooklyn, Manhattan. You need to be aggressive.
That's a fact.
But that's one of the things I would love. But on the highway, I tell you, sometimes my car, I even posted a short where I was on the Belt Parkway, and I don't know if you remember, but on the Belt Parkway, everybody normally gets off at 150th, right? Because that long straightaway, it's always usually bottlenecked there. So much traffic, it's like a parking lot. So the car was getting off at 150, but everybody was getting off at 150th. So the car was behind a bunch of cars. You know, my car jumped out of the lane, went around and cut in front of everyone.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, and sometimes it tries to do that and it gets stuck because people, you know how it is, people not going to always let you in.
Yeah.
And it's not always going to be a gap. So it got stuck a couple of times doing that, where now it's trying to beg people to get in. And I'm like, dude, you see, you should have just stayed where you was at. Nobody told you to try to be offensive. But I was so shocked because I was recording and I caught it, and I was just letting the car do what it was doing because I wanted to see what it was going to do, right? I'm just sitting in traffic, and it said, nah, screw that. It bust out, come around, and got in front of all of those cars. And I was like, what? Like, I had never seen that. But once again, like, that's something that most people don't ever talk about or never see or never witness. But my car does certain things like that. It's like it's a unicorn.
Right.
In lane selection, so I did notice with my most recent update that it's gotten better, right, with lane preparation for exits. So like I've noticed that, like, if you're on the highway and your exit is like a mile away, a mile and a half away, it'll usually if it's free flowing, it'll probably wait till like a mile, and then it'll try to get over into the exit lane or to the lane closest to the exit. If it's a lot of traffic, it'll usually do it a little sooner, and that's pretty good. So I'm surprised, because before I'll be on the highway and it's like, the exit's coming up, bro. Like, are you gonna start making your way over or not? It's like, come on, like, you need to get over. And the car would just definitely take forever to sometimes. And then now you got a bunch of cars trying to get over or not letting you in. And it's like, you see, you should have got over way far back there. That's another example of me. I do that. I wait, right? Because it made no sense. But you see people all the time, they will take that risk and go in front of that truck just now, the SUV, which is it's not necessary, right? If we could have made it, right? We definitely could have made it in front of him, but is it necessary? No, it's really not. So this car is going to pull up to the front. It's literally going to park itself in the what you call it. So they're probably going to be like, well, what is he doing here? Yeah, so where's it going to park? You can't park here. I'm going to disengage. We can't park here, man, but it's still trying to find a place to park. I mean, that's not some place where I would have parked.
That's why I picked this location. I was curious what it was going to
do.
Park here.
So let's go into the parking lot actually, and we're going to use self-park and see how self-parking hardware for Ford does.
Also, fun fact, with this new update, it actually asks you, why did you intervene with having navigation critical or other.
Oh, so I thought I was going to have to say something.
Oh, no. No, just click, you press one of them.
That's hilarious, because I'm so used to mine where, all right, so let's select that and start. So we're going to park. So that's another feature that, once again, that I prefer, that my car, I can select the, did it disengage?
Oh, I thought you did that.
No, I didn't. Did I? Hold on, let's see. Okay, maybe did I tap the pedal? I don't know. I'll have to look at the footage. But with my car, we can't touch the screen there to initiate. We have to do it through the scroll wheel, which is sometimes is annoying because sometimes it's not even. First of all, like I'll find myself trying to select the auto park and it won't even select. So I like this feature of it being blue and what you call it, and being able to do it from the screen and being able to select the spot. Yeah, he's doing a video on his own car or whatever may be the case. But yeah, I like that you can select. So I mean, it did a pretty good job. Let's just check the cameras. Looks pretty good. Enough space. It's a little close over there, but
I like that it did that actually.
Because that car. Only problem is now what happens if you get somebody on this side that's parking next to you. That's really. You got the Ray-Bans?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. And you got the sneaky ones too, you little creeper. I didn't even realize that you got the so that it covers the flash, so now people don't know when you're recording.
I can't let them know my next moves, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So if somebody parks on your right hand side, it's a little close, but still did a great job parking. People. This is one of the things that annoys me when I hear people talk about it too, is that it's like, oh, it didn't get perfectly center. Who the hell cares? If you ever been to a parking lot in any country, people never park perfect, right? You know, you see people park so horrible normally all the time. So if it's not perfectly center, okay, great.
I hear people say that all the time, and my one rebuttal is always this: let's not forget this is a car that like can drive on its own and you don't need to interfere like that much at all. Like that it by itself is a great feat. So what, it doesn't park perfectly fine. It, you know, as you just saw, it took us to 3 different locations, damn near perfectly. I mean, pretty much perfectly fine. You know?
Exactly. So I it's like some of the knocks that people have, not only for hardware 3 but hardware 4 and just FSD in all in general, is just silly because it didn't get perfectly center or it took 5 seconds longer. Okay, so what? You could sit and you could relax. You don't have to be so fully invested in driving. You don't have to super micromanage, because when you're driving, right, you have to be completely vigilant. You have to be paying attention. You can't fall asleep. But the crazy thing is, you see people falling asleep. You see people texting and driving, and they're 100% in control of that car. You know, and that to me is by far worse. Like I've seen videos on Facebook recently where they have people that's sleeping in their Tesla, right? And they're using FSD, and people are like, oh, that is so dangerous. It's more dangerous, right, when I'm driving on the highway and I'm looking over and you got people literally on their cell phone watching videos, and they got their phone up that I can see it, and they're still driving, right? They're fully in control of their car. That is by far worse than someone actually sleeping while FSD is driving, right? FSD can get you to a location without you ever intervening and having an issue. Yeah, I get people say, oh, it's not perfect. Yes, it's not perfect, but this computer is closer to perfect than a human, right? Humans get fatigue. Humans don't pay attention, or their attention can be taken away from them pretty easy. With a car like this, the attention doesn't get taken away from it. It does not get tired. There is no fatigue. So I mean, people have these weird knocks, and I see people get so outrageous, and they're like, oh, FSD did this, I'm never using it again. Like, what? Because it, like this guy was talking about, it was supposed to get into a turning lane, but as out here, I notice it a lot. Some of the turning lanes are broken up, meaning you can make that immediate left into like a restaurant, and then the next left will be to like an interstate or a highway or something like that, or another street. So the car was coming from the other side and it made a left. FSD didn't realize that it put the blinker on and didn't realize that the 2 turning lanes were broken up. So the guy was like, oh, that's crazy, and he intervened, and he's like, I'm not using this. And I'm like, that's not that big of a deal. Like, FSD thought it was a longer turning lane, because most turn lanes are pretty long, so you can get in. It just didn't realize it's not like it hit the car or was even close to hitting the car, and he intervened. If he didn't intervene, FSD would have slowed down. That is one of the things that I have yet to see is any cases where FSD just runs into a car, right? As we see, FSD, if anything, is super avoiding or has super avoidance for other cars. That car was coming out of that driveway and it was not even necessarily in the street. It was just the speed that the car was traveling. It looked like it was going to come into the street, and FSD avoided it, right? These cars avoid cars. They avoid pedestrians. So something like that, I've yet to see on any footage where FSD just runs into a car. You know what I'm saying? So I had some of the stuff and it's just ridiculous. So we're gonna end this video for now. We're gonna go back and pick up my car and we're gonna basically do the same drive. So I'll catch you guys in a few. Back in, one of the things I've noticed is definitely getting a little bit more sunlight. So as we know, we're in a Hardware 3 car. Technically, I don't have start from park, but I know how to manipulate it. So what we're gonna do, just gonna put it to brick, and now once that little wheel pops up, FSD will start, and sometimes it'll just go, but if not, we just nudgy. So we just nudge it and it's gonna go. So let's see how this car does compared to my nephew's Hardware 4 Juniper. I think after this video, it's actually getting a little bit better as in weather-wise, because it was pretty nippy and I got on shorts. We'll probably do like a review video on his car. So as we see right off the bat, like I said, I noticed the difference from his car immediately with Mad Max. We're in hurry. This ain't hurrying. I feel like it. We ain't hurrying. We're just moseying along, you know. We're not in hurry. Okay, so that car definitely, technically, I don't know who had the right of way, but okay. But we're definitely not in no hurry.
Are you sure it's on her?
Yeah, definitely we're in hurry. And so that, like I said, I noticed that immediately sitting in his car and letting it drive. His car is just completely faster, way more aggressive, way more like it knows 100% where it wants to go. Once again, we're in hurry. I don't never change my speed profiles. I don't ever touch it. If anything, what I'll find myself doing is like, is it at the max? Like, is it at the max? Because it doesn't make no sense. So we was talking about this before. Technically, this turn, I'm assuming you can make a right on red, right?
Yep.
So let's see what it's gonna do. If it's gonna sit. Nope, it inches out and it's gonna go. It's just making sure it's good. Yeah, and it took off. So let's see. We should be able to get up and the sun is out. Sun is out and probably gonna mess up my video, but we'll see. But so far, I mean, it's a little bit faster because this is a highway. This is technically like, what is this, a parkway, right? So it's doing 46 in 40, but your car was doing like 55, 60. Yeah. Your car was not playing no games. So that, but that's what I was saying in my video, is that I just do wish like hurry would be hurry all the time, right? Like your car was hooking and booking, like that thing was not playing no game.
Like it has somewhere to go.
Yeah, like I said, the way your car in Mad Max drives is more. It's more like how I would drive, and that is the difference that I. So of all of the things and my experience with me driving all the time, that is one of the biggest things that I noticed from driving in that Hardware 4. Your car is just pew, 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 pew. And so here's another thing. So with your car, that probably wouldn't have happened, right? Because my car, once again, even though it's in hurry mode, it's really not. And it doesn't close the gap like a lot, right? It's always, because it's driving so much relaxed and it's more, chilling, that happens. People are gonna jump me. They're gonna cut me off. To me, not that big of a deal when I'm driving because I am more relaxed. Matter of fact, I'm not even in my FSD seat position. So I gotta relax and sit back. But that happens because, like I said, it should be to be a little bit faster. It should close the gap. I get why the car does have that gap, but when traffic is not really, it's like we're not driving fast. So it can stop. It gives that space because it wants to have better reaction time if it does need to jam on the brakes, which is great. But yeah, I don't think that would have happened in your car where that guy would have jumped in front of me, because your car would have been moving so much faster.
Yeah.
Train tracks, not the same ones, right?
No.
Well, we did cross them, but this is not the one where we had to stop, right? Is this the same?
No, it's still one the other way.
So yeah, that was because it was a different part of the travel.
Yeah. We're probably gonna end up passing that same.
We should,
area.
because it should take the same way technically. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, yours is, I guess, maybe it might, but might take a different way. But we can't change that, because that's one thing I wish all FSD had an option to do is. So how I manipulate my navigation is. I
thought that was you for a second.
No, that was the car. So once again, I don't know why it does stuff like that, because there's plenty of times yesterday I'm driving and it just goes to a yellow light. It usually will get on the brakes if it's the light. It feels like the light, they're not gonna make it. I've never experienced that, to be honest. That's crazy. Just making me look bad, car. Ow! He said, I mean, damn, the car gave me whiplash. I gotta bleep that out. Car trying to give me whiplash over here. What's wrong with you, bro?
Your car must be jealous of the hardware flash.
The car said, Elon, get this man out of here. Give him a new car already. I was a little sketchy there. It's like, is it gonna stop? Hardware 3, you making me look bad, bro. I know people gonna be like, see, Hardware 4 is so much better. That was crazy, that herky jerk. I've never experienced that. That's so crazy though. So we're pulling up. We're actually 3 minutes out from the target. I feel like this took a different way.
No, same way.
It is the same way?
Yep.
Okay.
Just when we did it in my car, when we went onto the train tracks, we was in the right side of that turning lane.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So one of the things I also definitely noticed in your car, and it's, which size rims do you have on your car? You have the 19s?
The 19s.
19s. Yeah. So I'm even thinking about getting the 19s for my car. These are the 21s, and as you see, the rides and bumps and things are not nearly. So my car is a bigger car, but there was also more cars there. But my car doesn't take bumps so well as well, because it is the 21-inch wheels. But I'm definitely thinking about getting the 19s, because I definitely want that extra cushion.
Yeah.
I actually need to set up an appointment to go to Tesla to get my tires changed, because I have the wheel and tire package, and I noticed yesterday that I have a bubble in like almost all of my tires.
Oh wow.
I have a bubble in like almost all of my tires from hitting potholes.
That would have been from launching this thing constantly.
No, I honestly, I haven't even launched a car. I've never launched a car yet in not in plaid mode, but
cheetah mode.
Yeah, in cheetah mode or even drag mode. I haven't launched it.
Really?
I did a launch the other day, like two weekends ago. I did a launch. I actually I put that as a YouTube short.
I saw that, yeah.
And that was probably the most I've ever launched a car like that, 0 to like 100 or whatever. Or that was it. I've never done it in cheetah stance. I've never heated up the battery. Never done that. Even when I raced Uncle George, I didn't even put it in the performance mode. I just was regular plaid mode and just we did a roll.
And you put that in the video?
No, I didn't post that online.
So who won?
Of course I won. I mean, come on now, man. I'll see if I have the video still and I'll send it to you. I did it. I might not have it because I did all my videos on got erased. What was that? All my videos on my Meta Shades got erased because I did it. I recorded it on my Meta Shades.
Side K-band.
But yeah, no, I beat he had the McLaren then. George has got a 296 now.
Yeah, I seen
GTB.
The Instagram post. Y'all at the car meet where I didn't get an invite to, but it's alright.
You were busy.
I was.
right, so we're pulling up. I already. Oh. See, that didn't look like it was gonna be that bad.
It sounded like it hurt.
Jesus Christ. That did not look like it was gonna be that bad. See, if I would have known that, I would have intervened.
Those are the kind of potholes you hit. Those, it changes your mood.
Yeah. See. All right, I'll let it slide for the video. These should be fine. But so we're getting to the Target, and I'm interested to see what it's gonna do though, because this car can't get to locations and park. But let's see what it's gonna do. Jesus, is the parking lot that bad? Is my car that low? Because it's hitting my mud flaps. That's what it's doing. So yeah, the car. I want to know what it's gonna do. What is it really gonna do? So I think it's just gonna pull over here. So we're gonna intervene, and we're gonna be because what I've turned into is my own valet. Go ahead, lady. All right, so that's what I've really turned into. Should we park in the same spot that you parked in? So we're gonna self-park and see how it does. But I'm gonna show you what I was talking about. So I can't, like, you see how on the screen, I can't do it there. I have to scroll up and park.
Oh, okay.
And hit it there. So
a couple extra steps, but it doesn't seem like
yeah. You know, it's just that, like I said. Wait a second, where's that parking? We can't even park there technically, but we'll let it park just for the video, because that's like a parking, like that's a park, but when there's a shopping cart there. Let's see, is it gonna hit the shopping cart? Oh, it's actually trying to squeeze itself. I think it's gonna stop there. Yep. So it parked itself by what you call it, and I'm gonna probably raise my suspension to medium because my mud flaps seem to be scraping. So, but we know that already. This car does not have park, and so to be honest, that's what I turn into. I've turned into a valet. So I get to places and I have to park the car. So, but other than that, other than the herky jerky, which was crazy. I mean, the car did the drive, right? Do you think that's something that's undrivable, that you could not live with this?
I don't think it's undrivable. It's definitely different from the HW4.
Yes.
So I feel myself like with having to intervene like a decent bit, but like not that big a deal to where it's like, oh, I can't use full self-drive in the HW4.
Gotcha. So we're gonna go to the next stop, which is 15 minutes, and same thing. We're just gonna put it in drive, and then what you call it should come up. And so see, this time I didn't have to nudgy.
And also, it is taking us a different way.
It's taking a definitely different way. So we'll see. And now it changed.
Yeah. But
so now it's changing to. Is that the way that we went out?
That's the way that we
went out before. Okay, and now it's changing back. It's like, nope. What we gonna do this way, sir? What is this little girl?
Having a time of her life.
Like I said, the main thing that I noticed is your car is just faster off of. It's just way more decisive. It knows what it wants to do and it goes. Off of the stop signs, it's like gunning it, like it's Michael Andretti. My car definitely is slower, as in the sense of it's gonna get to its. Oh, there goes that place to Natas. I can't even see because you're big headed in the way.
Wow.
So it definitely took a different way, because yours went around like the front more, right? And then came out and then made a left.
Yeah.
This one, I guess, went out this way and then it's coming in to make that same left onto the same street.
Fun fact: this is the only way I do have access to like the free charging.
There's a charge. This charges at Aldi's.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, that one. Okay, I didn't even know that I've never seen. I guess not on the Tesla app, right?
Yeah,
you
no.
have to look at the
the charge point app.
Gotcha. Oh, so they're Charge Point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the brand. Gotcha.
So there's 2 cars there right now.
Oh, I do see it right there.
That's why I can never get no charging.
I've never thought about that. You know what it is as well, is that some chargers, right? Because I've driven past like level 2 chargers or chargers that like non-superchargers, right? But I don't even know that they're chargers sometimes because they're not like highlighted. That doesn't look like a charger. That just looks like just a post.
Yeah.
You know, so they should. I feel like all of the chargers. Electrify America does a good job. Their chargers are super like ambient lighting on them, right? So and they're like blue. So you drive into any place, you're 9 out of 10 gonna see them, right? So you know that there are chargers. Whereas most of the time, like chargers like that is very hard to charge. I mean, hard to notice that there are a charger there. If you're not looking at the Charge Point app, which I have that app, or what is it, Ready Share? Plug Share. I have that one. That'll show you level 2s as well. It'll show you superchargers as well too. Shows you everything. Maybe I should drive around more in medium.
Especially if you're driving on these New York roads.
It's funny is that I normally do, so as you see, my car is not nearly as fast on regular as yours, so it's usually driving this speed and it's usually not that bad, you know. But yeah, Brooklyn streets are sometimes just so bad and it's like, how is this even acceptable?
At least I can say that I'd be a Model S in a full self-drive race.
that you definitely will. I would have to see how your car is in like the slowest mode, because this definitely is not a hurry. It's definitely, I mean, also there's more traffic now because I do remember this road now, but it's definitely way more traffic now. I guess more people are coming outside. That lady got a bunch of Pokemon stuffies. Beanie Boo.
Stuffies and stickers.
So we're 10 minutes away from the Five Guys restaurant. It's a nice Subaru. I like the way he had his stance.
One thing I'll say that I wish that both of our cars actually had was the hand rests.
Oh yeah.
Here. I do miss those.
So she's turning. Let's see what. So it should have gotten around instead of saying. So this is one of those things that I'm saying that my car does that sometimes it does that it shouldn't have to do. I'll just go around. Now she moves. But this is one of the things that I'll say with the inconsistency. So let's see how it handles this yellow flashing. So okay, so that's fine. I was about to nudge it because I thought it was going to come to a stop. But so like that car, and we didn't have anything like that, but I don't think your car would have struggled at that, or I think it would have just went around it.
Yeah.
My car will sometimes do that, right? It'll go around, and then sometimes it just won't. Like there's no reason it shouldn't have just went around, right? I shouldn't have had to hit the thing to do it, but there's sometimes it does. Oh, the train just went by. I see the arms are coming back up.
Okay, anytime I approach this, the arms are coming down.
It's always coming down. But yeah, so like I said, like even before we got into my car, I said the main thing was consistency, and it does things. And what's funny though is when I had my hardware 4 car, it did that on Bushwick. You remember Bushwick Ave, right? Because you know how Bushwick Ave is technically a 2-lane, but most of the day it's only a 1-lane. So whenever people want to make a left, you will get stuck behind them, right? Unless you go around. So the first time I ever experienced it in the Model 3, it did get stuck behind that car, and I had to disengage, but I did disengage, and I wrote the note, sent the voice note, and then the next time I came down that street, it went around. This car, for whatever reason, the first time I went around, it went around as well, but now sometimes it'll act weird where it won't go around. And it's like, I don't get it. Like I said, consistency. That's, if they could fix consistency, I think it would be a lot better. But it's too inconsistent for certain things that it can do. It's done it before. That's the main thing. I would understand if this, like, there's some driving situations that are like really stressful that the car is not going to experience all the time. So I understand sometimes when it gets into those situations, it's like, what the hell to do, right? But that's something that it deals with all the time, right? Yesterday I was getting on the Van Wyck. The Van Wyck has so much construction, right? And the car handled it fine. And it's like, how, bro? Like, because when you're getting on the Van Wyck from the Belt Parkway, right, it's like that little roundabout, and you can exit off or you can get onto the highway, but it's just so many cones of leading you where to go, right? And the car handled it fine.
Right. Yeah. Just ran over a box.
Yep, ran over a box.
I thought it was gonna go around.
It went a little bit, but not enough. And I'm surprised because, once again, it's dodged the plastic bag. But why? A pizza box, you know. That's one of my worries, honestly. When you say, so see, look, no jerky, no herky jerky. We didn't get whiplash. But that's one of my big fears with FSD is when I'm driving and if I'm not necessarily paying too full attention, road debris. Because I see it all the time, and I was
purge.
I was just about to say, should we be running for cover? But like this guy the other day, his wife rolled over some metal, and it ripped through her battery. And he said that the car had to be, she had to pull over like after 5 minutes, right? So, and it's crazy when you watch the video, what she ran over, it didn't even look big. Like, it was so small that I didn't understand how it did what it did, right? But that's one of my fears, is running over debris, right? That can rip through the battery and mess up your battery and stuff like that. That's one of my biggest fears.
One thing I also noticed, just look at the screen here, you have the because you have the matte screen protector. I'm not seeing really much of any glare at all.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It takes away, the matte screen takes away so much glare. Now look at this one. This one still, it's got somewhat of like a shade, but it's still,
I can still see some glare.
You see a lot of glare. And like I said, the video that I shot yesterday, I couldn't see, when I was on the highway, it was weird because I'm like, why can't I see my mouse per hour? Like, it was completely black in the video because the ND filter was too dark for it. So it couldn't, damn, she was coming to that stop sign so fast. But you couldn't see this. So it looked like as if I was just driving and I turned off that screen. Okay, this is that same merge that I was saying that was interesting last time. So I wonder what was I mean, I guess this lane is moving faster, so that's why I probably got into this lane.
I feel like it's that, or because maybe it knows that
this is a merge.
Right's going to be merging into the left, so it just preemptively went into the left.
I mean, if it's doing that, that's great. Because sometimes it'll be in the right lane. So now I'm remembering from the other drive, and I need to charge this car anyway. What I did is I charged enough so that I can get to you with like at least 20%, so that when we do charge, it won't be that big of a deal.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Charge from 20% to 80 will be pretty quick. So this drive so far is a lot better. Well, now I would say a lot better, but it's better. It handled the yellow light much flawless. It did take a different way out of the Target parking lot, but that's all subject to the damn navigation. Oh, that's what I was saying. What I do a lot to, like, when the navigation is taking me someplace that a route that I don't want to go and I don't want to change, because technically the routes don't change. It's like usually a whole separate route. What you do is you just put your finger on, like, say if we wanted to go this way, I would plot a point there and add it and then take the point away.
Okay.
So you add it, as soon as we start making the right, I just edit and take the point off. So now it'll go down that street and go the way that you necessarily want. But I feel like what they should just do is that we should be able to just drag, right? Take the blue line and drag it to where we want to go. If we wanted to make a left this way instead of going that way, we should just be able to drag the left line and do that. So it always does this, just tells us to do that. Your car didn't do that once. So, and I've never understood this. It tells me that I have a hands-on defeat device detected. Like,
I don't even know what that means.
So people put like the some, like with the older cars, some people would put the nag weights on the steering wheel because they don't have cameras in the car, in the cabin camera car. So their cars always tell them to do that. So to get rid of it, they put the weight on it. So the weight will basically, whenever, instead of the machine nagging them, it'll feel the weight of their hands and it won't pop up. Okay. Because that's basically what it is that technically my hands should be on it and it'll feel my hands and then it won't do that. But for whatever reason, ever since I've had this car, it's always said that to me. And I'm like, and people are like, oh, it's this, but I don't have this on all the, like when I was doing FSD without my phone mount on and it still would do it. So yeah, because this is pretty cool. Let's put that.
That's cool.
Just make sure that if you get one, you don't do it like this or block your airbag, because if you do get into an accident, instead of the airbag coming into pause, going into your face, your phone will be going into your face.
Yeah, I dropped my phone on my face plenty of times.
Yeah,
I can only imagine
at night, watching something, you know, poof, falling asleep.
I can only imagine how it feels with an airbag pushing it in your face. Of course.
So this is what I want to see. This is going to be a left, and then it's going to be basically immediate right. So let's see how this Hardware 3 handles it.
Rear K-band.
So your car, okay. I mean, it did basically the same thing. Your car got immediately over to the right, and then it's coming into the Five Guys. Let's see what is it going to do at Five Guys. Let's see. You going to park? Oh! Look at that. So, hey, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that one, actually.
So I've said this, and people have said this before, that there's instances where the car basically does do stuff like that, but it's just not consistent. I'm not even sure why is the extra trip not there.
Yeah, I know I saw a spirit there.
I could have sworn we put that there, right? Edit trip.
Oh,
yeah,
no, it is there.
It is there.
I think.
So why is it not saying continue trip?
Good question. I guess it would probably make more sense than to just.
Just do that. Yep. So here you guys see it. No interventions, and it parked itself. That's crazy. Most people would never see that. So all right. So, but here's the thing. Here's the trouble though. Now it can't do anything.
Yeah.
So Hardware 3 cars don't go in reverse in FSD. So technically, I have to disengage. You want to know why? You want to know why I disengage? Because it doesn't go in reverse. So, but yeah. So it's great that it parked for us, but it's not gonna go in reverse. So we just put it in and then now we go. So, and it's actually doing the same thing as the other car. So this is taking the same way, which is the smarter way. I'm surprised. I thought my car was gonna make me look really bad and go out that way and have to try to loop around. This is the smart way, because we have to make the left, which we can't make a left if we would have went out the way we came in.
At least with my car, fun fact is if there is traffic on this particular road, it'll actually take me around it.
It'll take it around it? Gotcha. Handle very well. That's one thing I like, is it immediately, I like how it nudges out. It comes out. Let's see if it's going to take, nope, so it's going to take that. It's not taking that. Jesus!
He heated though.
That car flew by. Which at that point, that's dangerous because that light was red. Now, what if somebody was gunning it over there? Somebody was timing the light. Look at that dually. Actually, no, it's not a dually.
It's just raised.
Yeah, just a raised rim. But so,
that's a clean
I
Porsche,
think,
though.
You said what?
That's a clean Porsche right here, though.
Oh, you don't want no smoke. That wasn't even a 911 turbo. That was just a Carrera, I believe. But so yeah, I think your car in hardware 4 would have taken that yellow. But the car's definitely sides on the side of safety, which is, to me, like I said, that's not that big of a deal. Your car definitely in Mad Max mode drives more like how I normally drive, so no big deal to me. But so far, I mean, other than the herky jerky, and see how that light turned green and it's a little hesitancy, your car to me would have been gunning it way faster. Now my car's doing a little bit of pickup and it even says hurry and it's picking up, but your car still was just, to me, automatically much faster. So we're at 61, 62. So now it seems like a little bit of a hurry.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed, one of the other things that I noticed is on that turn in particularly, and so okay, so here we go, a hurry feature where he jumped out of from behind that car, which is good. But one of the things I did notice, especially on that turn, your car turned a lot more smoother.
Right. It did. I did.
Definitely, mine's, you saw it came out and then it had to adjust and made the turn, but definitely the hardware 4 was a little bit smoother on that, in that situation of the turning radius. So I will say this, I think the car got back into this lane because I believe it's preparing, because we're gonna have to make another left up here. So me personally, I probably would have still been in that lane, but I feel like this preparation a little sooner because we're gonna have to now make a left soon. So it didn't want to get caught over here, which, nah, you know what? I'm wrong. This did a good job, because if I would have waited, I would have been trying to fight to get over, which this kind of figured it needed to get over a little sooner, which that's good. I thought the one thing I suck at with the navigation is judging the distance. Sometimes it's like, it didn't seem like this was that close. It seemed like it would have been at the next intersection. So that's why I would have, if I was driving, I would have been over there. And I get caught up a lot because one thing I'll say is this screen and that screen, the perception is off, right? On this screen, it makes it seem like some certain distances are much closer than they really are, and they're really not. And then you look at this screen, you're like, they don't even match. Like one looks like one is 2 miles away and one looks like it's 0.5 miles away. So it's sometimes when I'm driving, it is really strange trying to gauge where the heck the actual exit is. So should I be getting over, you know? So I wish they would fix that, where they were both more in sync, because definitely sometimes when you look at here and like the exit over here, it seems like it's like immediate and you're like, oh snap, I need to be getting over, and then you're driving 2 miles and it's like, oh, the exit still ain't even here yet. But then on this one, it's different. So but that's crazy that the car actually parked itself at Five Guys.
That was good, And then almost hit a curveball, dude.
It chose a complete different spot to park too, which I figured yours went to the left because there was more cars to the right. On the left side of the Five Guys there was less cars, so I get that. But yeah, when it pulled in, it was definitely close to that curb. There goes a Model 3 Performance up there.
Yep.
So this one is definitely what you call it. I think your car would have slowed down for this. If it would have took that one, we would have had a problem. It would have been like your car would have you with a bunch of speeding tickets. And see right there, it
like kind of slightly.
FXD is not gonna pay attention to him, my boy. You gotta be further out of the street. FSD's like, nah, we got some place to go, my boy. But yeah, no, that just now it took off pretty good, right? But once again, it's more so the consistency. There's sometimes that at lights it will take off right away, boom, 1 2 3, and then there's sometimes it's like it's not super aggressive or it's not right away. Are you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was saying because to me it felt like it was slightly hesitant on if it wanted to go, like kind of that, and then like decided to go.
What's also crazy is what my car does is there's times that it's at a red light and I feel the car inching, right? And then the car puts the brakes on. And then it does it again. It's like as if it's like, come on, let me go, let me go, let me go. And then something's stopping it from going. But it's like it doesn't make sense because then there's sometimes it sits at a daggone stop, a green, and it takes forever to go. But it's like trying to basically almost run through a red. So now we're at the hotel again. Let's see if it's going to park itself and if it's going to go, which I think that it is going to go into the valet, because of the fact of where the point is on the GPS.
Yeah.
The point on the GPS is actually the front of it. So I think 100% that it's going to go in there. I don't think it's going to park. I think since there's no one there, it is going to try to pull over. Why is there so many black suits and stuff?
Probably a wedding of sorts. It's one of those fancy hotels. It
Yes.
has like a lot of events and weddings.
So I think that it's just gonna stop. Yep, see, it's gonna pull over. So I'm gonna engage, and it's funny is it kind of went to the same spot your car went to.
Yeah.
I don't think mine was gonna try to back in. I think it was just gonna try to pull over to the nearest spot and try to make a spot there. But that's so funny that it went almost to exactly the same spot. So let's go. We'll go, and then we'll let it do a self park. And then we'll end this video. Other than that, so far so good. Let's give it something a little bit harder. Well, I mean, I can't say harder because what we just did, that parking spot
right between these cars.
Yeah, the other spot we went to, the at the Target, was worse than that. So come on, there you go. All right, so I'll say this, my car redeemed itself today because sometimes it doesn't allow, right? And it's worked so far pretty good, as in a sense it's allowed me to select the spot and it's engaged, because there's times also I'm selecting the spot and I'm trying to engage auto park and it's not even working.
Okay, well, she did pretty solid there.
Yeah, so yeah, we need to charge. So let's look at how backwise. So that's actually perfect.
Just about, yeah.
You know, so, and I've never had an issue with park, with self park or auto park. Auto park has done very, very well for me. I noticed that when I go to the movies, anytime I'm at the mall, anything, even parallel parking, it does a very good job. The only knock that I have against the parallel parking is that the Plaid is a wide car, right? So on streets, my car always sticks out so much that when I park it, I make sure I get basically like on the curb almost, because I just don't want someone sideswiping me. I'm not gonna expect this car to do that, but other than that, the parallel parking is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and this was a very good park job. So my overall, I mean, yes, is Hardware 4 better than Hardware 3? Yes, it is. Is it light years ahead of it where that FSD Hardware 3 is not drivable? No, it's really not. I mean, the only real issue that I noticed, I'll say, is the herky jerky, where we almost both got whiplash, and the what was the other thing? Oh, the turn. The turn was not nearly as smooth. That last turn, it didn't. When it made that left, it kind of like it pointed itself out and then had to readjust. Whereas your car just in one swoop motion, it just turned. And even I noticed when your car did adjust, it was not that big of an adjustment, right? It's like it was micro, like it was so good the first time that it just made a little bit micro adjustment, and it's not that big of a deal. Whereas my car, that turn, it kind of overshot it too much, and then it had a big adjustment. But once again, is that undrivable? No. I mean, excuse my language. But yeah, it's like you're relaxing. I mean, I always tell people, I drive a lot, right? And you drive a lot because you do Amazon Flex. So you're doing a lot of driving and you see how people drive. And if we sat next to them and critiqued everything they do, and if we act the way people act, a lot of these people wouldn't have licenses, you know, because the stuff people do on a daily basis is crazy, right? And FSD is not doing things like that. So I would still, if, of course, I want a Hardware 4 car because I like to complete point to point, right? I like to be able to let it go and it park itself, and things like that. But I don't have one. But I feel like Hardware 3 is still very much usable. I use it majority all the time. I'm now basically my own valet. I do exactly what I just did. I get to a place and I have to park it. You know what I'm saying? Could it be better? Of course it could be better. Nothing is perfect. But so far, like I said, it did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think it did well.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna head back and then we're gonna do a review